Hello everyone, this is Asra Sultana, Assistant Professor in EEE Department, working in ISL Engineering College. So today I am going to start 4th unit in Electrical Machine 2 subject for EEE third year students. So the contents of 4th unit are synchronous motor, its theory of operation, vector diagram, variation of current and power factor with excitation, hunting and its prevention, current and power circle diagram, predetermination of performance, methods of starting and synchronizing power, synchronous condenser, applications. So what are electrical motors? Electrical motors are electromechanical devices that converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. So we know this one, okay? What is a motor? Motor is a device which converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. Now, based on type of input, we have divided the motors into two types, that is single phase and three phase motors. So what is the meaning of type of input? So a motor will take electrical energy as input, okay, and it will give mechanical energy as output. Now, some motor works on single phase supply and some motor works on three phase supply. Okay, motor working on single phase supply are called as single phase motors, and motors working on three phase supply are called as three phase motors. So this is a construction of a synchronous motor. Okay. So the most common type of three phase motors are synchronous motors and induction motors. Okay, induction motors we have already seen in the starting units, first and second units. Okay. So now we are going to see about synchronous motors. So the most common type of three phase motors are synchronous motors and induction motors. When three phase electric conductors are placed in certain geometrical position, that is in a certain angle from one another, electrical field will be generated. So the rotating magnetic field rotates at a certain speed known as synchronous speed. So the same concept of rotating magnetic field we have seen in case of induction motors, right? Okay. So what is rotating magnetic field? Rotating magnetic field is a field or flux having constant amplitude whose axis is continuously rotating in plane with certain speed. Okay. So the speed of the rotating magnetic field is nothing but synchronous speed. If an electromagnet is present in this rotating magnetic field, so electromagnet is magnetically locked with this rotating magnetic field and rotates with the same speed of rotating magnetic field. So now the term called as synchronous motors comes into picture because the speed of the rotor of motor is same as the rotating magnetic field speed. Okay, so speed of rotating magnetic field and speed of the motor is same. So the term is called as synchronous speed. Yes, what is synchronous speed? Synchronous speed is a fixed speed. What is a synchronous motor? Synchronous motor is a fixed speed motor because it has only one speed, which is synchronous speed. So this speed will be synchronized with the supply frequency, and the formula for synchronous speed is Ns is equal to 120 F by P. What is F here? F is the supply frequency and P is the number of poles. So N is the synchronous speed in RPM, rotations per minute, and F is the supply frequency in Hertz, and P is the number of poles. So when you see the construction of a synchronous motor, it consists of two parts, that is stator and rotor, as same like other machines. Okay, stator is stationary part, rotor is rotating part, and to the rotor we are giving the DC supply, and three phase supply will be given to the stator. So rotating magnetic field will be produced in the stator because when we are giving three phase supply to the stator, three EMFs will be induced. Okay, all these three EMFs we can say current or flux. Okay, so whenever we are giving voltage or supply to the machine, current will be passing through it, and hence as this is electromechanical devices or electromagnetic devices we can say, so current will flow, flux will also produce. So these fluxes in three phases, R, Y, B, three phases will be there, red, yellow and blue. So in these three phases, uh, all these three phases will be displaced from each other by an angle of 120 degrees, and at certain angles, like if we have taken the cases for induction motor, as I am telling for induction motor, so theta equal to 0 degrees, theta equal to 60, 90, 180, okay. At different angles we can see that the magnitude of the flux, that is maximum flux, is same, but the axis is continuously rotating in planes with certain speed, okay. So by using various vectors and all, we have seen the production of rotating magnetic field in the previous lectures. So usually construction is similar to that of a three-phase induction motor, except the fact that here we supply DC to the rotor. Now let us go, first we will see what is the basic construction of this type of motor. So yeah, we can, from this picture we can see that how we are actually designing this type of machine. We apply three-phase supply to the stator and DC supply to the rotor, okay. So yes, this is the rotor and we are giving DC supply to the rotor, and to the stator we are giving the three-phase supply. What are the main features of synchronous motors? Now we are going to see that, okay. Synchronous motors are not self-starting, okay. This you have to remember, students. Synchronous motors are not self-starting. They require some external means to bring their speed close to synchronous speed, okay. Because they work only on synchronous speed, they require some external means or some external starting device to bring their speed close to synchronous speed, so to before they are synchronized, okay. Synchronizing means what? Before they are in parallel with each other, okay. So the speed of operation of synchronous motor is in synchronism with the supply frequency, and for constant supply frequency they behave as constant speed motor irrespective of load condition, okay. For constant supply frequency they synchronous motors will behave as a constant speed motor, same like DC shunt motor, okay, irrespective of load condition. So this motor has unique characteristics of operating under any electrical power factor. So this makes it being used in electrical power factor improvement. So this synchronous motor has a characteristics of operating under any power factor. So this makes it being used in electrical power factor improvement. Now let us see the operating principle of synchronous motor. Synchronous motors are doubly excited machine, okay. Singly excited, doubly excited, we have seen it in electrical machines, one subject, yes. So this is a doubly excited machine. Synchronous motors are doubly excited, that is two electrical inputs are provided to it. Its stator winding, which consists of three-phase supply, we provide three-phase supply to the three-phase stator winding, and DC to the rotor winding. So it is called as doubly excited machine. We are giving two excitations here. To the stator we are giving three-phase supply, AC supply, and to the rotor we are giving DC supply. So the three-phase stator winding carrying three-phase current will produce three-phase rotating magnetic flux, okay. So three-phase stator winding which carries three-phase currents will produce a three-phase rotating magnetic flux. The rotor carrying DC supply also produces a constant flux. Now we will consider here 50 Hz power frequency. So we can see that the three-phase rotating flux rotates about 3000 revolutions in 1 minute or 50 revolutions in 1 second, and DC to the motor winding. Now at a particular instant, rotor and stator poles might be of same polarity, that is north-north or south-south, causing a repulsive force on the rotor, and the very next instant it will be north-south, causing attractive force. Okay, so when you know the law of magnetism, that like poles repel each other and unlike poles attract each other. So at a particular instant, rotor and stator poles might be of same polarity, like north-north and south-south. Then repulsive force will be exerted on the rotor, and when they are under north-south poles, then attractive force will be exerted on the rotor. Okay. So, but due to inertia of the rotor, it is unable to rotate in any direction due to that attractive or repulsive forces, and the rotor will remain in standstill condition. So, synchronous motor is not self-starting. I hope this concept is clear to everyone. Why synchronous motor is not self-starting? Okay, because at one point of time they are getting repulsive forces, and another point of time attractive forces, that is repulsion, attraction, repulsion. So what is happening here? The rotor is not able to rotate in any direction. So it is remaining in standstill condition. So that is why synchronous motor is not self-starting machine. I hope this point is clear to everyone. So some mechanical means is used which will initially rotate the rotor in the same direction as the magnetic field to speed very close to synchronous speed. Okay, this already I have said you just now, that what we are doing here through external means, it can be any mechanical means through which we are initially rotating the rotor in the same direction as the magnetic field, and the speed of that external device should be such that it should be very close to the synchronous speed, and so that our rotor is also running with speed near to synchronous speed. Now, on achieving synchronous speed, magnetic locking will occur and the synchronous motor continues rotating. But due to inertia of rotor, it is unable to rotate in any direction due to that attractive or repulsive. So, what is happening here? Magnetic locking term is there here now. Yes, magnetic locking term has come into picture here. So, we will discuss that also. So, now due to inertia of rotor, it is unable to rotate in any direction due to attractive or repulsive forces, and rotor is retaining in standstill condition. So, even after removal of external mechanical means, synchronous motor is not able to rotate. So, we are using mechanical means which will initially rotate the rotor in the same direction as magnetic field. Then on achieving synchronous speed, magnetic locking will occur and the synchronous motor continues to rotate even after removal of external means. Now, we will see what is the magnetic locking. So, what is magnetic locking? It is the principle on which the synchronous motor is working. Okay. So, when two, unlike see here in this diagram you can see. So, there are two poles of a magnet, north and south poles, and there is a strong force of attraction, and this is rotation of magnet 1, magnet 2 also gets rotated. So, whenever magnet 1 rotates, magnet 2 also gets rotated. Okay. So, when two unlike strong magnet poles are brought together, there exists a tremendous force of attraction between these two poles. In such condition, two magnets are said to be magnetically locked. If now one of the two magnets is rotated, other magnets also rotate in the same direction with the same speed due to the strong force of attraction. So, this phenomena is called as magnetic locking. Okay, what is magnetic locking? See, two unlike poles are there and there will be a strong force of attraction between these two poles, and this is called as when the one magnet is rotating, other magnet is also rotating in the same direction with the same speed, then it is called as magnetic locking. For magnetic locking condition, there must be two unlike poles and magnetic axis of these two poles must be brought very nearer to each other. So, what is the condition for magnetic locking? There must be two unlike poles and magnetic axis of these poles must be brought very near to each other. Now, let us see, as I said earlier, the synchronous motor is not a self-starting machine. It requires other means to get it started initially at least. Okay? Initially, we are giving some mechanical means to start the synchronous motor. So, let us see briefly what are the various methods of starting of synchronous motor. First one, motor starting with an external prime mover. So, synchronous motors are mechanically coupled with another motor. It could be either a three-phase induction motor or a DC shunt motor. Okay. So, what we are doing here, motor is starting with an external prime mover. That prime mover can be either a three-phase induction motor or a DC shunt motor. We do not apply DC excitation initially. It rotates at speed very close to synchronous speed, and then we give the DC excitation. Okay? First it will rotate with the speed close to synchronous speed, then we are going to give the DC excitation. After some time, when magnetic locking takes place, supply to the external motor is cut off. Okay? So this is the case with all the starters. Okay, starters are required only to start the motor for a given period of time. Only in the starting we require. Then after achieving certain speed or after some time, okay, we are going to cut off that starter from the main motor connections. Okay, and motor will run with the rated voltage, rated current, and it will rotate at rated speed. So first method of starting of synchronous motor is motor starting with an external prime mover. So synchronous motors are mechanically coupled with another motor. It could be either three-phase induction motor or a DC shunt motor. So we are not applying DC excitation initially to the rotor. Okay, three-phase AC supply was given to the stator and DC supply was given to the rotor. But initially we are not giving DC supply to the rotor, only the AC will be given. Okay, and it rotates at speed very close to synchronous speed, and then we give the DC excitation. After some time, when magnetic locking takes place, supply to the external motor is cut off. So second method of starting of synchronous motor is damper winding. So in this case, synchronous motor is of salient pole type. So already we discussed about the salient and non-salient pole types synchronous machines in the previous classes. In the unit 3 we have discussed. So now when synchronous motor is of salient pole type, additional winding is placed in rotor pole phase. Initially when the rotor is not rotating, relative speed between damper winding and rotating air gap flux is large, and EMF is induced in it, which will produce the required starting torque. So what we are telling here, what is the damper winding? Additional winding which is placed in the rotor pole phase. And when the rotor is not rotating, the relative speed between this damper winding and the rotating air gap flux is large, and EMF is induced in it, which will produce the required starting torque. So we are keeping here additional winding, and some speed will be there between this damper winding and rotating magnetic field, and this will be very large, and EMF will be induced in it, which will produce the required starting torque. As the speed approaches synchronous speed, EMF and torque are reduced, and finally when magnetic locking takes place, torque is also reducing to 0. Hence in this case, synchronous motor first runs as three-phase induction motor using additional winding, and finally it is synchronized with the frequency. Now let us see the various applications of synchronous motors. So in today's class, students, I am just telling the entire overview of what are the synchronous motors. That is, what is the operating principle, what is the construction, what are the various starting methods, and what are the various applications. So this is just an overview. So we are going to see in detail about all these aspects in the near coming classes. Okay? Synchronous motor having no load connected to its shaft is used for power factor improvement. Owing to its characteristics to behave at any electrical power factor, it is used in power systems in situations where static capacitors are expensive. Okay, why static capacitors are used? To improve the power factor. So synchronous can be used when these static capacitors are expensive. To improve the power factor in various electrical equipment, we are going to use the synchronous motors. So it finds application where operating speed is less and high power is required. Operating speed is less, that is around 500 rpm, and high power is required. For power requirement from 35 kilowatts to 2500 kilowatt, the size, weight and cost of the corresponding three-phase induction motor is very high. Hence, these motors are used in, we can say that example, reciprocating pump, compressor, rolling mills, etc. So, when when you see this all applications at one place, I am keeping it, that is synchronous motor finds applications in the following services, that is, as I already discussed, that is power factor correction or improvement of power factor also we can say it. The next is voltage regulation, next is constant speed, constant load drives. So application of synchronous motor is for power factor correction, voltage regulation, and in drives having constant speed and constant load. First one, let us see power factor correction. Over-excited synchronous motor having leading power factor are widely used for improving power factor for those power system which employs a large number of induction motor. So over-excited synchronous motor having leading power factor will be used for improving power factor for which type of power system? For those power systems which employs large number of induction motors. Under excited synchronous motor having lagging power factor, so application is found in fluorescent light welding, etc. So next is voltage regulation. Next application of synchronous motors is voltage regulation. The voltage at the long transmission lines varies greatly when the large inductive load is present. When line voltage decreases due to inductive load, motor excitation is increased, thereby raising its power factor, which compensates for the line drop. If line voltage rises due to line capacitive effect, motor excitation will be decreased, thereby making its power factor lagging, which helps to maintain the line voltage to its normal value. Next is constant speed application. So because of their high efficiency and high speed, synchronous motors are well suited for loads where constant speed is required, such as centrifugal pump, blowers, line shaft, paper mills, etc. So because of the high efficiency and high speed, synchronous motors are suited for loads where constant speed is required, such as a centrifugal pump, blowers, line shaft, paper mills, etc. So thank you students for watching today's video. So I am going to just discuss what we have seen in today's class. So we have started with the fourth unit. So fourth unit deals with synchronous motors, operating principle, construction, vector diagram, variation of current and power factor with excitation, hunting, very important concept called hunting. So we are going to see that also in coming classes. Hunting and its power prevention, current and power circle diagram. Circle diagrams we have seen it in first unit when we were studying about induction motor. Okay. So predetermination of performance, methods of starting, synchronizing power, synchronous condensers, applications. So electrical motors are the electromechanical devices which converts electrical energy into mechanical energy, and based on type of input they are classified as single phase and three phase motors. So this is the overview of a synchronous motor. So most common type of three phase motors are synchronous motors and induction motors, and both are using the same phenomena of rotating magnetic field. Okay, and the synchronous motors will rotate with a speed called as synchronous speed. So if an electromagnet is present in the rotating magnetic field, electromagnet will be magnetically locked with the rotating magnetic field and rotates with the same speed as that of rotating magnetic field. So synchronous motor terms come from this, as the speed of the rotor of the motor is the same as the rotating magnetic field speed. So what is speed of the rotor? It is synchronous speed, ns, and ns is given by 120 f by p, where n is the synchronous speed and f is the supply frequency in hertz, p is the number of poles. So this is the basic construction of a synchronous motor, where we can see there are two main parts of a synchronous motor. One is stator and another one is rotor. To the stator we are applying three phase supply, and three phase voltages and hence three phase fluxes will be induced in them, and all these three fluxes are displaced from each other by an angle of 120 degrees, and when they are rotated at certain angles, we are going to see that the magnitude is same, but the axis is continuously rotating in plane with certain speed. That speed is synchronous speed 120 f by p, and to the rotor we are giving a separate DC supply. One more thing, main feature of synchronous, one thing we have seen that synchronous motors are not self-starting. They require some other external means to bring their speed close to synchronous speed before they are synchronized. So speed of operation, the motor has unique characteristics of operating under any electrical power factor. So this is used for power factor improvement. Operating principle of synchronous motor is based on magnetic locking. Basically synchronous motors is a doubly excited machine. So first of all we have seen that why they are not self-starting, okay? Because at a particular instant rotor and stator poles might be under the same polarity or next instant they will be under opposite polarity. Same polarity means what? North or south poles. Opposite polarity is north and south poles, okay? So because of this there will be repulsive and attractive forces, and because of this rotor cannot rotate in any direction, and the rotor will remain in standstill condition, hence it is not self-starting. So to make it self-starting, and this is a magnetic locking phenomena, already we have seen this one, okay? So magnetic locking is that if two magnets are rotated, if one of the two magnets are rotated, other magnet also rotated in the same direction with the same speed due to the strong force of attraction. This is called as magnetic locking. So methods of starting, three methods are there. Motor starting with external prime mover and damper winding, okay? External prime mover can be a three-phase induction motor or a DC shunt motor, and we are not applying DC excitation initially to the rotor. After it rotates at a speed very close to synchronous speed, then we are going to give the DC excitation to the rotor. So when magnetic locking will take place, supply to the external motor is cut out. Then additional winding is used in the synchronous motor with of salient pole type. So that winding is called as damper winding. So when the rotor is not rotating initially, relative speed between the damper winding and rotating area flux is large, and an EMF is induced in it which will produce the required starting torque. So as speed approaches synchronous speed, EMF and torque are reduced, and finally when magnetic locking takes place, torque is also zero. So synchronous motor first runs as three-phase induction motor using additional winding called damper winding, and finally it is synchronized with the frequency. Applications we have seen, that is, it is used in the following services: power factor correction, voltage regulation, and constant speed, constant load drives. Okay students, thanks for watching the video. I hope everyone understood this lecture. Thank you students.